return. How can they be healed? By not only repenting, but returning. Ephraim returning to Torah, and Yehuda returning to the blood of atonement, out of the synagogue and into the blood of atonement. For without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sin. Why are you so quiet on me?
Amen. Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
Amen, amen.
You want me to make the rocks cry out? Then you ought to shout. Only Yahweh can forgive sin. Now look at the end of verse 4. These religious folks were mising in their levavot. Why does this man speak blasphemy like this? Man. Yeshua wasn't a man, but in their minds he was a man. We know he was the whole wheat unleavened bread. Holy Yahweh, nothing to do with humanity. Who can forgive sins but Elohaha only? Who is this man? Well, number one, he's not a man. He is wholly, completely Yahweh.
Amen.
He is the whole wheat unleavened bread. Only 1,000,000% Yahweh, 0% human or man. Did he look like a man?
Yes,
he did. Did he appear like a man?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. But he was not a man, because his father was Abba Yahweh,
Amen.
and his mother was the Ruach HaKodesh. Miriam, bless her soul,
Amen.
was a surrogate to house the Moshiach.
Amen.
And we were talking about that this morning in our Bible study with Linda and Rivka. We were talking about that this morning. In our Bible study, we saw that from Abraham to Bavel, there were 14 generations, and from Bavel to the Moshiach, there were 14 generations. But you don't get 14 in any Greek text of Matthew chapter 1. Therefore, we know that Brit Hadashah was written in Aramaic, because if you count it, it's 14, something else, and 13. Okay? No matter what translation, the numbers don't add up. So we know only in the Aramaic, because there is Joseph, the Gaurah, the legal guardian of Miriam, because Mary's father died, and according to Deuteronomy 25, the Torah appoints a legal guardian, and the legal guardian of Mary is numero 12. Mary, who was the daughter of the legal guardian, even when her father died, is number 13, and Yeshua, until the coming of Moshiach the Christ, until the coming of Moshiach, the 14, Moshiach is 14, so there you have 14. Any Greek translation that is not in the Aramaic, you can topsy it, you can turvy it, you can turkey it, you can season it, and you can salt it. You will not turn 13 into 14.
Amen.
And Yahshua said, from Abraham to Bavel was 14, from Bavel to Yeshua was 14, and not only that, in the second set of 14s, there were actually 17, but Yahweh had to kick out 3 evil kings. He had to kick out 3 evil kings, and then you have a perfect set of 3, 14, 14, 14.
Yes.
Okay? Baruch Hashem Yahweh. So don't tell me Miriam was his mother. Okay? So Matthew is not Joseph's genealogy.
No, it's not.
Matthew is Miriam's genealogy. Because Miriam is number 13. Take Miriam out of the lineage, and you don't have 14 in the last set of 14. You have 13.
Amen.
Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
And Joseph, it couldn't be Joseph's genealogy, because Yeshua had no father. He had no earthly father.
Exactly.
So how can you count Joseph as 14, and how could Matthew be Joseph's genealogy when Joseph was not his father? The only way you can count Joseph is if Joseph is the boy's father. Yahweh is the boy's father.
Amen.
So who is the Joseph that appears in Matthew 1:16 and 17? A Torah-appointed guardian who took the place of Mary's father who had died. It's a different Joseph.
Exactly.
That'll be more than you learn in most churches in 10 years, right there.
That's right. Right there. Put that in your religious pipe.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh anyway. Let's get back to healing. So which is easier? Look at verse 8. Immediately, when Yahshua perceived in his Ruach that they were saying, hey, who are you? You're a man. You look like a man. You talk like a man. You act like a man. Only Yahweh Eloha can forgive sin. They were reasoning within themselves. He said to them, why do you reason these things in your levavot? We're in Yochanan Moshe, by the way. Yochanan Moshe, chapter 2, verse 8. I have a question for you, brothers and sisters. What religious reasoning do you and I use to deny Yeshua his rightful place as the only one who can change our lives and our circumstances? I'll say it again. Now ask yourself this. What religious reasonings do we use to deny Yeshua his rightful place as the only one who can change our lives and the only one who can change our circumstances? What reasoning do we have that must be expunged, gotten rid of, before Yeshua works in our hearts, in our minds, in our bodies? What human reasoning? Perfect example. Yahweh wants you to be married, but he wants you to be a sister wife. You don't want to be a sister wife. You want to be the only wife. And so you'll die single. Because that's not Yahweh's will for your life. So that's an example, just an example, of what human reasoning can do, getting in the way of Yahweh. Ask yourself that question. Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
What reasonings have you and I reasoned that has stopped Yeshua from working in our hearts, in our minds, in our bodies, and in our relationships? Listen carefully. Human reasoning will not only stop Yahweh from working in your life, it will stop the authority of Yahweh from flowing in your life. If you don't have Yahweh's authority flowing in your life,
You're in trouble.
you have no authority over the devil.
That's right.
1 John 4:4 says, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. And the only way you could tap into that authority and make a demand on that authority is if you stop reasoning according to your human wisdom and according to your human heart.
Teach.
And say, Nishma v'na'aseh. We will listen
And we will do.
and then we will do. We will not contradict the word of Yahweh.
Amen.
Yahweh says this is tov. We will not say this is questionable. Yahweh says this is the way. We will not say there are many ways.
Amen.
Yeshua says those who keep the Shabbat will be fed with the heritage of Yaakov, their father. Isaiah 56. Those who go to church on Sunday and reason in themselves that this is a way, whether and Yahweh will accept it because I'm special. That's an example of human reasoning that Yahweh will reject, and you will not have the peace in your life. You'll have strife, you'll have fighting, you'll have division, you'll have schism, you'll have confusion, and every evil work manifesting in your life.
Say on.
Why? Because the human reasoning gets in the way of the mind of Yahweh. The word of Yahweh says if you're really a born-again, trusting believer, you have the mind of Yeshua. You have it. Use it. If Yeshua says abortion is wrong, I say abortion is wrong. If Yeshua says you shall not commit fornication, I'm going to pursue sexuality, but it's not going to be in a fornication. If Yeshua tells me to show up on Shabbat, I'm not going to have the audacity to show up on Sunday and call it a Shabbat and eat pig at 12 and drink beer with the dolphins at 2. It's bad enough that you're swimming with the dolphins at 2 o'clock, but if you drink beer with the dolphins, you're in worse shape. This is vain reasoning. Reasoning of the human mind. What am I talking about? Let's make it clear, because some of us listen with ears that are waxed. Okay, I know how it is. When you come to hear the word of Yahweh, you got to say, Yahweh, change me. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to go through the operation, but I'm going to go through it for you to change me. Because I don't want to just be a hearer and not a doer. I want the word of Yahweh to change me. Now, if you stop reasoning and trust, Kol Amar Yahweh, thus says Yahweh, you will have the authority of Yahweh released into your life. That's what makes a prophet. That's what makes a man of Yahweh. That's what makes a woman of Yahweh. That's what gives us the authority that Yahweh has to overcome the world, the flesh, and the devil, is we cease and desist from human reasoning, and we trust in him with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our... Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Even if he kills me. If Yahweh would allow the enemy to take your life, and we go down fighting, it doesn't matter. Though he slay me, yet will I what? Trust in him. They said, hey, who's this Moshe Pupik? who's this dude that thinks he's God? Gold. Of course, they thought he was gold. We know he was not.